All right, dang it. So here we go. As we as we're gonna do a little experiment here just to kind of showcase how shit is going in classic WoW. So people are talking about nobody wants to tank anymore. Nobody wants to tank, and where are all the tanks at? I'm about to show you where all the tanks are because I'm a tank, level 31, and we're about to go through this dungeon. About to go in a Scarlet Graveyard. I'm in a group with a shaman, a mage, and a hunter, and a rogue. Okay. So it's looking good. It's looking like a normal rock steady type of group, right? Let's just see how it goes. And then while we do this, I'm just going to kind of discuss what I think is the problem here. Because I have both a tank and a healer. My healer's in the 40s, just got going in Zul'Farrak. And I've noticed some things about these groups here and like the behavior, and it makes me understand why nobody wants to tank, aka there's a couple things. People think that nobody wants to tank when I think the truth is that tanking is a responsibility class. So if you're going to tank, you have to be ultimately responsible. You have to be responsible to, make smart pulls. You have to be responsible to make sure that your team is all alive and that they have mana in case you need heals and that everybody's paying attention, right? So most of the responsibility falls on you as a tank. So why doesn't anybody want to be a tank anymore? Well, that's kind of an odd thing to say because we are in like the third or fourth generation now of leveling characters. So I'm at level 30. You're talking about people the sweaty guys who initially started this out, who raised all their first characters to level 60, probably have a second character at 40 or 50, probably have a third character now somewhere here in the 30s, right? Because that's just how they do. They're sweaty. That's what they do. Well, those people already tanked the dungeons, right? So those guys have already had their fill of responsibility for the whole entire group and making sure everything goes smooth for their run. Okay? So sweaty people are going to make sure that stuff goes off as well as needed, okay? So then you get generation 2. Generation 2 are the people who they're good at the game. They're good at the game and they have a plan of what they're doing. They're just not quite as committed to getting to max level, getting all the meta gear, having all the the setups done right. They're not as committed, but they're going to get done with that. And so those guys are already at 60 as well. So you got generation 1 and generation 2 are already at 60. Well, in generation 2 there's a whole bunch of tanks. A whole bunch of people had to get their characters leveled, okay? Now where we are is we're in generation 3, okay? Generation 3 and 4 of the casuals. So here's the problem, okay? The casuals don't want to be responsible for taking care of all the details and logistics. The casuals just want to log on, do something fun real quick, spend an hour or two. They only have like that much time. Spend an hour or two doing an activity, and then they gotta move on with life. They got other things to do. Okay, and that's me. I'm a casual. I'm coming up in generation 3 and 4. I started the whole shit with everybody else. I'm just a casual. I don't have 6 to 8 hours a day to put into this. I have 3 to 4 hours maybe. You know what I mean? And so for me, like, I have to utilize that time for multiple things, not just Warcraft. I'm done with the whole grindiness of Warcraft. I'm just trying to play and have a good time. Okay? So me being being a former sweaty guy, and I wouldn't even really say I'm sweaty. I was probably more that generation 2, where like I'm good at the game. I know how to get the setups that I want, and it's just a matter of I'm more paced about it, right? That's that generation 2. I'm not sweaty about it. It's not the most important thing that I've got my warrior with blacksmithing and mining so he can have all the current gear that blacksmithing can do and all that nonsense. I'm not invested in that. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to go to this dungeon, and because I'm a badass, I'm going to tank it, and it's going to go smooth because there aren't very many tanks left. So the tanks who do want to do this, aka the casuals, the guys who haven't already brought a tank up in the circuit, we're the only ones left that you can rely on to get your characters through the dungeons, okay? So now what you have is this. You got mage groups forming to AoE pull dungeons because they are so committed to the AoE grind that they think that no matter what dungeon you're in, you can pull this off. There's a little bit of truth to that, but it also requires some skill to be able to do. So this brings me to the Generation 3 and 4 that we've got. Generation 3 and 4, you see this happening. All these mages and all these spellcasters have come out the woodwork for a couple of reasons. Because casuals don't want to play. Generation 3 and 4 is definitely casual people, okay? Generation 3 and 4 is casual people meets sweaty people's third and fourth alt, okay? So you got sweaty people on their third and fourth alt playing a mage who know how to AoE tank the dungeon, right? So their expectation for me as a tank is that I know and understand the process for AoEing down a dungeon. I know how to pull it all, round it all up so they can freeze Nova it and AoE it down and clean as a whistle and move on to the next pack. Because that's what they did with all their sweaty friends. They were in here running dungeons, but see, that's just it. They weren't in here with a group of 3 mages and a priest and a warrior trying to do shit. They were actually in unique groups. So they had a priest, a warrior, a shaman, a warlock. You know what I mean? They had a group. It wasn't a bunch of mages and a tank or a bunch of mages and a healer because the healer's supposed to keep all the mages alive while they do stupid ass mage shit. And that's what it's become. Stupid ass mage shit. I know I'm rambling, but that's because I'm running towards the dungeon. You know what I mean? But you'll see, like, where this is a clean group, it's going to be a clean dungeon. And then the other thing you've got is people that just sit here in Scarlet Monastery and camp, right? So we're going to sit in Scarlet Monastery and we're going to camp after we just got done with our mage AoE pull of Graveyard. You know, we just got done with our third run of Graveyard AoE pulling. And so we're taking a break and we're just going to sit in Scarlet Monastery until we're ready to go do some more AoE pulling. Well, then what happens is mages are all gone and there's only like 2 mages left, and they want to go so bad into the dungeon and keep grinding to get them levels. You know, they want to level so fast, and so they're willing to join these petty small groups with not enough people that don't know how to AoE pull. And so, like, they'll join these groups, but then they expect these groups to be able to do the AoE pulls, the big body pulls, and take care of the shit. And they're mad. They want to go at a fast pace. We can pull this entire room, AoE it down, and then we can move on. That's what they want to do. But they have no respect for the process of going through a dungeon. And so this brings me to my point of the process of going through a dungeon, right? The pulling, the killing, then the re-upping, getting your mana back and your health back, being ready for the next pull so we can do it in a, I wouldn't say timely fashion, but in an organized fashion, right? So we lack organization now because the mages want us to all do these unique type of pulls that not everyone is used to. And it's the sweaty guys. The sweaty guys are like, dude, we can totally pull this off. We can totally pull this off. And it's like, no, we can't, okay? No, we can't. Because to pull this off, everyone needs to be on the same page about when to start attacking so you don't screw up the pull. Everybody needs to be on the same page, where to stand, positioning and stuff like that. And not everybody has watched your videos on how to do Scarlet Graveyard in one massive pull. Then the other problem is the mages are like, Let me go pull everything and I'll round it up. And as a healer, you know that's a stupid ass idea because of fucking, see, here we go. This dude's let's go, kill the mob, kill the mob. And I don't care. Let's go kill the mob, you know? But with this lack of attention to how you progress through a dungeon with a team of people, we have strayed away from the important fundamentals of getting through a dungeon with a group of people, you know what I mean? To now, like, all people want to do is like, I just want to do the most damage, and I'm the best person on the I'm the best person in the group anyways, so everybody just rely on me to DPS down the mobs. Well, you know, okay, so you're pulling all the threat, and you have all the mobs on you, but you're a fucking mage, bro. You can't tank. You can't tank. And to be so ignorant as to think that you can pull threat on multiple units and someone's going to be able to really quickly fix that issue is impossible. It's impossible. This is not retail where we have massive AoE taunts and we do massive amounts of damage and the tank never loses threat no matter what. It's like, no, dude, I got to taunt, and then you got to then I got to be able to maintain threat over that taunt while you continue to go balls to the walls. And then right now, we're all focused on one character, but what happens is you get a rogue in the group who wants to take out his dude, you get a mage that wants to take out their dude, you get a shaman who wants to take out their dude. And it becomes a mess because there's no organization and there's a lack of, like, nobody knowing really what's about to happen next.
Tell me everything.
So for me as a tank, I mean, I enjoy it because, like, I already know how to do my job as a tank. You know what I mean? And so, like, I know how to solve these issues and these problems that I would have in any pull, but not everybody does, you know? And so you're running into this thing where tanks like me, who actually can function the class and get people through dungeons, they're fewer and farther between because all the sweaty tanks have already got done tanking. They're all on their mages now, and or healers who, like, that's, you know, I'm one of those who I have a tank and a healer because, you know, I just know as a casual player there's going to be a shortage of one or the other as we come up in the circuit because of the way people go. There's going to be like that. You're going to get in groups of 4 mages and a priest because they want bubbles, and then they want to pull, 10,000 fucking mobs, and think that the priest bubble is going to keep them alive through all this shit while they try to round people up and all that shit. See, the Nova, that's a beautiful thing. I love it. And here he goes with the Nova and the see, but he's already done. There we go. And I stole them both back. And there's still one more guy. But you see, like, I mean, this is decent tanking for, you know, Scarlet Monastery. People telling me to wait, and I don't give no fucks. The mage is like, wait, I need more mana so I can do all the damage. And it's like, dude, we don't just need you to do all the damage. There's other people out here who can do damage and play this game too. So fuck off, because this ain't all about the mage. Portable bronze mortar. Wow. Okay. I got a little bit of my rant done. And now we're just coasting through the level. Coasting through. Nothing like messing with people. Roll for the chest. But and then that's the other thing is I kind of want to inspire tanks, man. I want to inspire people that like you can tank, okay? You can tank. You don't gotta be worried about the group getting upset. You don't gotta be worried. I mean, people are gonna be assholes to you because this is a 20-something-year-old game, and you know they consider the fact that anybody that's playing this game knows how to play the game at this point. Like there should be no new players to the game who are completely uneducated, you know. But there's people who are trying new things, and that's the point. That's why it's like, don't be afraid to tank. Don't be nervous that you're going to piss somebody off and like screw up a pull and wipe everyone. Dude, this game is all about that shit. Learn how to play the class, you know? The best time to learn how to tank is these dungeons where it's like small groups of pulls and just manage 3 to 4 mobs and figure that out. Like, this is the best time to learn how to tank. Learn how to tank in Scarlet Monastery and Shadowfang Keep and shit. Don't try to be learning how to tank in Maradon and Blackrock Depths. Don't be waiting until then to be like, okay, I guess I'll tank because I can't get through the dungeons. No one will carry me through the dungeons now, because when it gets to Maradon and Blackrock Depths and shit, it gets real political out here. People only want to go to Blackrock Depths for specific items. They only want to do anger runs and arena and shit, trying to get gear from the arena. Like, it's bullshit, but that's just life, man, which means you need to be prepared. So prepare yourself when you can. Learn how to tank. Learn how to operate your class, whether you're a druid or a paladin, a warrior, you know, some kind of class that can hold threat and tank while everybody else does DPS. You need to do it. Just figure that shit out, man. Figure out how mobs pull. You figure it out. You figure out how mobs pull and how you can pull a group of mobs into a location and then just crowd control that shit. And then the other thing to remember is that here in these smaller dungeons, these lower level dungeons, people can take hits from the mobs. It's not like mobs are gonna one shot. Mobs ain't gonna one shot the priest. The priest can take 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 hits from random mob that got loose. We're just clearing trash. What you mean? We're clearing the whole fucking dungeon. We're probably gonna have to run it again by the time dude gets here. Oh, he's here. But I mean, you see me going along here and just kind of like coasting through because I mean, here, let me get it out of control. See what happens. But you can see, like, this is level 30, and people are like, oh, there's no tanks. And it's like, dude, if you just do the class, just do the class, man. Don't be afraid. Oh, the hunter's here. He made it. See, and it's on the mage, and nobody cares. The only thing that sucks is how much I miss. I mean, but hey, that's just a part of the learning process. Freaking take time and go through the difficult stuff. It's going to make you a better player. It's going to make you a better player because you're going to start to familiarize with self. You're going to start to familiarize yourself with the struggles that tanks are going through. So, like, if you don't want to play a tank, fine. But if you've been a tank enough, just enough to understand the struggle and some of the things that, like, are real morale dumps, like they can really mess with your morale because you can't get through some content because it's just too difficult for your group of people or you, and just things, seeing shit fall apart is a part of the game as well. And it's like, this isn't a game that just carries you through. It makes you as a player, like, accountable for how you experience the game. And so it's like, just lean into that accountability a little bit and discover talents about yourself, discover abilities that you never thought you'd be able to do. Discover that kind of stuff. See, because then people looking for tanks, and it's like, dude, I can tank. And the benefits of being a tank in this type of atmosphere, you get your choice of the gear, man. You get all the gear you want because you can farm a dungeon as much as you want to get all the items you want. And no one talks shit about that. No one talks shit about tanks being like farming, like let's go run the dungeon because that's what I want to do is farm. Ooh, we got the rare, nice. Is farm the dungeon. Iron Spine. Let's go. Let's get a ring. Oh, the mage stole the threat because I can't get a Sunder on him. There we go. Iron Spine's rib cage, bro. Let me grab Iron Spine's rib cage. Strength, agility, and insane amount of stamina. I like it. I got Iron Spine's rib cage. I'm gonna equip that. What we got? Mutant scale breastplate, 13 strength. Yeah, way better. Yeah. Now, here you go. Here's how you tank a big-ass group of mobs that's just out of control. Just one by one, just freaking grab them. Do your things, do your hits. Look at everybody's taking care of shit. You don't have to be so scared. Oh, no, there's 15 mobs coming. Dude, just one at a time, bro. That's all you can do. If you're an AoE tank, if you're a paladin, then, 17 at a time. But if you're not, then do what's in your power to do. I want to inspire folks. This is one of my first videos as like a WoW player, bro. I'm doing this to inspire the community to tank. Get out there and tank. If you've already done your time as a tank, good. I'm so grateful that you did, because you helped bring up other people, and maybe you helped inspire other people to tank. I'd say anybody playing a tank, just play your class full of inspiration. Do not have any fear. Make every mistake and learn how to do it effectively, because the other thing that it helps you do is play the game more effectively. Let's bring all these guys down here. Come here. But I mean, look at how things are glued to me, because I'm in defensive stance, and I'm just hitting sunders and revenges. Like, it's like face rolling, you know? These guys ain't got no mana, and I don't give a shit about letting them recover mana, because, you know, I'm a tank. The other thing that you need to know if you're a warrior is that revenge doesn't just work on the one mob. You can use revenge on any mob. So you can to AoE tank, use revenge to AoE tank. It's sunder on mob number 1, revenge on mob number 2, sunder on mob number 3, revenge on mob number 4, and then rinse and repeat. You know, as people pull mobs off you, which is gonna happen. See, there we go. Dude pulls the threat off me. I just need to get enough threat to get another sunder or get a taunt. Keep a guy on me. There we go. Now I can get this ghost off a dude, and if I don't, then he'll die before I can get him off anyways. See, and there I got him off him. Meanwhile, they killed off the other dude. That's all it takes. Hit some sunder armors. Hit dudes over here talking about mana, and I'm like, what you mean mana? I see the mage has full mana. We're getting through this dungeon is what we're doing. I just wanted to go through a dungeon, show you some tanking at level 30, you know, the Scarlet Monastery Graveyard dungeon grind. This is usually a AoE mage tank situation where mages are telling you, just pull the whole freaking courtyard and AoE it down.
Hunger for vengeance.
Somebody couldn't resist. Whatever, let's do it. And he's dead. And an Orb of the Forgotten Seer. And rinse and repeat. See, one more run. I'm down. All right, but see, my rant's over. I just wanted to do a quick run of a dungeon so people could watch and just hear my little spiel about, you know, don't be afraid to tank. Don't worry about pissing off the group because you couldn't do whatever, or because you don't know how to do whatever, you know, just there's no need for a tank shortage. Here's what I can do the next time is like go through with the two-hander and show you how you can tank. You don't need to do the sword and shield tanking. You can do the DPS tanking, which is another problem that people have. People don't like to see the tank come in not with tank gear, with the shield and all of that, like ready to go. They want to see they don't want to see them coming in. Oh, you're dual wield tanking. This is so ridiculous. Warriors think they can dual wield tank. It's like, dude, you can dual wield tank up through. You can dual wield tank up through Scarlet Monastery. Once you get out of Scarlet Monastery, you start hitting 50, like getting towards level 50. Like, do not dual wield tank Maradon. I mean, it's possible. You can if you've got a good healer, but like by the time you reach Maradon, Blackrock Depths, you should really start learning how to tank like effectively as a tank. Look, if all it is I want to get through the dungeon and get my gear, then just learn so you can tank, get through the dungeon, and get your gear. You don't have to commit to being a tank and then join a guild so you can main tank. You don't have to do that shit. Tank so you can get all the gear you want. You want DPS gear? Tank. Tank and take all the DPS gear. Ain't nobody gonna argue with you. So do it. Alright? And have fun. Peace out, y'all. Peace out.